here for reaction. This huge development, Senator Lindsey Graham. We expect, all right,
hey,
you broke it right here on this show. 1 week from today, we'll get the IG report on FISA abuse, which is supposed to be FISA abuse. Durham was appointed, as I understood it, for the origins of the Russia probe, but also that has now officially become a criminal investigation, expanding also into FISA abuse and other issues. The Inspector General has no power to convene a grand jury. He has no power. Well, I mean, for example, he pointed out McCabe and Comey lacked candor, so nothing happened as a result of that. But here's what I want to ask you. Is it not incontrovertible that there were multiple warnings to the FBI and DOJ not to use the Clinton bought and paid for Russian dossier, that it was unverifiable, and that there was a bias of Christopher Steele, and a memo called the Grassley-Graham memo said the bulk of information for those applications was, in fact, the unverified dossier. Isn't that now established fact in this case?
I believe it to be so, but Horowitz, we'll see what he says. But the first thing I want to say is be wary of the Washington Post and the New York Times reporting on what's coming up with Horowitz. They've been trying over time to spin this thing, to diminish its effect, to downplay it. I can tell you without any hesitation, Attorney General Barr has every confidence in the world in Mr. Horowitz. He believes he's done a good job, a professional job, and he appreciates the work and the effort he's put in to disclosing abuse at the Department of Justice. Now, here's what I do know. In December 2017, Sean, McCabe testified in the House, according to the House Intel memo, that without the Steele dossier, there would have been no warrant issued. So what I'm going to ask Mr. Horowitz, do you agree with that? Without the dossier, there'd be no warrant. Is the dossier reliable to this day? Did they know that Steele had a bias? Did they ignore it? When did they first try to verify it? Before they got the warrant or after? And here's what I think we're going to find, that they pulled a fast one on the FISA court, quite frankly, misled and defrauded the FISA court. I think that's what you're going to find.
Okay, so you'll have him in your committee 1 week from this Wednesday. We get the report 1 week from tonight. I want to be very clear, though. I think some of this would explain the delay aspects of all of this, one, but I've been told clearly the facts are devastating as he lays out the facts. Now, he may not make the conclusions, but that wouldn't be his purview anyway.
Number one, I have every confidence that he's going to be fair to everybody, the people investigated and the public and the Trump campaign and all of us. But here's the point. If there would have been no warrant without the dossier, the question for me and everybody else is, well, how reliable is the dossier? Did they know it was unreliable? When did they first try to verify it? Before the warrant or after the warrant? Were they warned that Christopher Steele was out to get Trump? Did they ignore those warnings? If all of that proves to be true, it's devastating. Every American should be concerned, and the FISA court should do something about it. And if they accept this as okay behavior, then maybe we should get rid of the FISA court.
Okay, agreed. And by the way, I would hate to see that, actually. Because
me too.
There's a lot of evil in the world, and you know what? There's evil. I don't care if it's abroad or domestic. We have enemies, domestic and foreign. We got to get to the bottom of this. My major concern in all of this is Horowitz already referred, for further investigation, McCabe and Comey for lying. Didn't Michael Cohen, Paul Manafort, recently Roger Stone run into issues involving lack of candor that led to guilty admissions, convictions?
Yeah, so he referred people for prosecution. Comey, they decided not to prosecute based on what the Clinton email investigation. I trust Barr to be fair, too. So I don't know what's in the report, but here's what I do believe. If there was a counterintelligence investigation of the Trump campaign, and there was credible evidence to open the investigation, why did they not tell Trump? When Dianne Feinstein was found to have somebody in her office they believed to be working for Communist China, they told Dianne, and she fired the person. If they're investigating a campaign and they don't tell the campaign about the foreign influence, then that truly is spying.
Here's what I've been told before the show, and what is what I was told numerous times, that the facts that the IG will put before the American people will shock the conscience. They will be devastating to many people. But it will be up to Barr and Durham because he doesn't
100%.
have it. It will be up to the Attorney General.
100%.
And Durham and his report, and now a criminal investigation, to actually hold them accountable, which, by the way, no inspector general has the ability to convene a grand jury, make charges, and prosecute, do they?
Exactly. He's not a prosecutor. He's looking to find out if the system got off the rails, how to protect it, or how to change it in the future, how to make sure it never happens again. Well, the best way to make sure that the FISA court's not defrauded in the future is hold those people accountable who actually did the defrauding.
All right, last
now.
question. Is it then fair to say that there will be a map that will be laid out by Horowitz for the Attorney General, for Durham, and they will also, by the way, we're told that their investigation is far more advanced than anybody knew at this point.
I think that's a good way to look at it. You should look at this investigation sort of as a roadmap of where you might go criminally.
Well, whatever differences there are, I guess the person that decides would be the Attorney General, will be Mr. Durham.
I just want to end with this one thought. If they're investigating my campaign and they think somebody on my campaign is influenced by a foreign government and they don't tell me and they keep spying on my campaign, I would be really pissed. Every politician in America should be worried about this. If in fact they opened up a counterintelligence investigation of the Trump campaign and they never told him about it, then that truly is spying, and every politician in America should be worried.
A counterintelligence investigation has to start with the president. That president would have been Obama. We're not done. This is just the beginning. The mystery begins to unfold. Finally, Monday. I hope it's not delayed again. Senator, thank you. We appreciate your time.